Keyan's top stories. Keyan, Orange Pill Immunity. What's this?
Yeah, I thought this was fun. Scoresby was hanging out with his family, and someone who he calls a cousin, who is actually a child of his cousin's son. Yeah, his cousin's grandson.
No,
Wait,
just
what?
his cousin's son.
He's a child of
grandson?
my cousin's son.
Wait, no, start all over.
Yeah, his cousin's grandson.
Cousin's grandson.
His cousin's grandson. He was hanging out with his cousin's grandson, just him and his
That would be his
family
cousin,
and his
though.
cousin's grandson.
Would be his
No.
cousin.
The child. He's the child of
He's the child of a
cousin's
cousin.
son.
Different, probably.
Somebody in the
someone?
Somebody in the comments.
Merch,
give us
Merch
the.
told us what they call it in German.
Give us the
Oh,
family
what
tree.
did-
What did
what
he
was that?
say?
It's down there.
Merch is back on Stacker.News.
He's always been here.
I know,
yeah.
but not
Where is
just
he?
talking like.
Oh, there he
not
goes.
just talking casual.
First of all, he's not
German words.
actually my cousin. He's my child of my cousin's son. English does not have a word for this, and I don't know if any. In Germany, we would call that a nephew of a second degree. I believe the genealogy jargon is English. First cousin once removed down.
2D cousin.
Oh, interesting. Oh, you know what? Actually, Teresa always says that. That's my first cousin, second cousin. Yeah. That makes sense.
Third cousin.
I'm glad we figured that out. Was that what the post was about? His cousin?
Because his cousin is a first. His cousin's son would be a second, and then the child of that son would be the third.
Once
cousin.
removed. Yeah.
I think it's not removed. I
It's
think
not removed.
He said it was removed.
I think it's
The removed comes in
clumped.
with divorce.
No, he says it right here. He said at the bottom. Yeah, Merch said, in
Actually,
Germany, we would call that nephew of second degree. I believe the genealogy jargon in English is first cousin once removed down.
nobody says that.
Why not?
But-
It's down, though.
I don't know.
first cousin once removed down.
Once removed down.
What happens if it's removed up?
It wouldn't be, because that would just be your
Divorce?
first
I
cousin.
think
No,
you would, I
that
think
would
you
just be your first
you
cousin,
would
Jenna.
have to give birth to your father.
That would just be your first cousin or your second cousin.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I think we settled it right there.
Yeah, because you can even say
feel so.
twice removed down.
Twice removed down.
Yeah, if that's his cousin's grandson's son.
Removed down. Why is it removed in a direction?
Because you're
You're
moving down the family.
But it's just
No, you're
removed.
moving up the family tree in the genealogy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Depending
so if
on
I
where the
remove it
roots-
up,
Blood flows downhill.
oh, it does. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good lesson.
Yep.
Anyways,
Told you guys.
is that what all the other was?
No. So he's hanging out with this guy.
He's hanging out with his first cousin once removed down. Got it.
Yeah, he's hanging out
Got
with
it.
Dude, he knows. He's hanging out with them, and he's 14 years old, and he's hanging out alone because he's like, he's like in that
Gen
middle-
Z.
that
He's-
middle
he's
zone.
Gen Z.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But I think he's like too old to hang out with the young kids and too young to hang out with the adults. So he's hanging out alone. And then Scoresby, being Scoresby, is like, hey, what's up? And starts trying to talk to him about Bitcoin. I
Oh,
think he
no.
said, have you ever used Bitcoin? That's his opening line.
Oh,
His
Lord.
pickup line for
Here we
Orange Pill.
go.
And apparently this guy, he owned Solana and Ethereum and sold them at a profit. And it left Scoresby kind of speechless about how to proceed with orange pilling him, because he's like not at the age where he's concerned with things like censorship resistance and store of value. So and he's turned a profit on Solana, and they got these sparkly marketing probably and stuff. And so he's trying to figure out what to do, and he tried to get him turned on to prediction markets and things like Stacker.News, where you're sending micropayments. And maybe that would intrigue him, but he said he seemed less than interested, which it's easy to imagine in a 14-year-old. And so he told him he was going to be poor, basically, and that was the end of their interaction. But yeah, is that your?
I was
Yeah, the
expecting that.
problem-
Yeah.
The problem you bump into when you try to talk to somebody like this about Bitcoin is that like they're not going to get it because they're lucky. And they don't see a reason.
Yeah, Bitcoin's for unlucky people, right?
Lucky on Solana, right? Lucky on Ethereum. You just happen to like not get burned, but you probably will.
Yeah, like we were talking to that kid when Jimmy Song was there, and the kid was like, yeah, I just did a startup with building for Solana. And he was like, and Jimmy basically told him, he was like, what are you working on? Like, and the guy's like, oh, I'm doing like an NFT. It's going to have an exchange. And he goes, you know, you're going to go to jail for that. Just like, cause you're doing like securities and there's all this kind of like stuff. You should consult a lawyer. Like Jimmy was like telling him the truth. And the guy's like, no, I'm not doing anything wrong. But you know, some kids are just chasing the money, man. Especially young kids.
Right.
They don't know any better.
And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you chase the money and you end up lucky.
Yeah, but then why would you ever need Bitcoin if you're just lucky?
That's what I'm saying.
Bitcoin is luck for everything.
This goes back to what I was saying. Like Americans don't need Bitcoin. It's like it's South America, these other countries. The only people that are going to get Bitcoin are the people that understand it.
Just one little point on that.
Yeah.
And I think that's a fair point. But there have been times where you have talked about this, where you have sounded a little bit like, oh, all those poor people in other countries are doing so bad.
No, I'm just trying to like really hit home.
Being American, you kind of, it's like talking down a little bit. So
no, I'm just saying that in America, people don't need Bitcoin. And the people that do choose,
I
the people
understood
that choose
no,
to get
but the
Bitcoin
question is not what are you saying?
are
I
actively
understand
making a
what you're
choice.
saying.
They're making a choice between
what you're
I
saying
want
sounds
Bitcoin
a
or
little bit
fiat.
racist sometimes,
What?
or classist sometimes.
Oh wow, this is not the podcast.
The way that you come off.
Can a Latino be racist? Mine?
Oh, that's the question right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Car's the brownest person in this room, so
He's the what?
He's the brownest person in this room. He can basically say anything he wants about any race. Like as far as we're concerned.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think race or class has anything to do with it. It's just a statement that Americans really don't need
about
Bitcoin.
Race and class.
No, I just don't think Americans, and you're kind of seeing it, right? They want stocks. They want, you know, Solano. They want to gamble.
Sneakers.
Like, look at our president. Like, he wants all these things
not
for America.
how you talk about America. It's the way you talk about other countries is what I'm saying.
When did I say anything about another country?
Okay, we'll just pin that for another day when it comes up.
Okay, bring it up.
Okay,
it's got a pen, dude.
Yeah, I feel like would you not agree that other countries need it more? Like, I just went to Merida and we orange pilled the whole city there, and like, yes, they need it more than us.
Yeah,
and so they're gonna want to use it. They're gonna want Bitcoin. Like, we paid them in Bitcoin.
I think that's great
because they want it. So it's not just me saying random statements because I haven't traveled and seen around. I'm telling you from actual proof of work.
Oh no, and I think that's great.
Anyways, I don't know how we got on that subject, but
okay.
Plus, you can't be racist against Mexicans because you are Mexican, right?
I think it's just an interesting conversation because I think like Americans are choosing right now not to buy Bitcoin when instead they're choosing stocks or they're choosing treasuries or they're choosing all these other things. And instead they should just be staying humble and buying Bitcoin, but they're not.
These other things are fun though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because it falls in line with kind of what our leadership is doing.
By OpenAI.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that, but like it's a very weird time in America. But I think it's better than the Kamala timeline for sure.
I think I think that it's not that Americans don't need saving technology. I think that the other ways that they try to save money are like more normal. And so they can talk to other people about it. Like we have to like come here into this office and hang out with each other to be able to talk about Bitcoin. We can't just go anywhere and talk about Bitcoin. And then the other thing is, it's also fun. That other stuff is fun because there's like a lot of like fancy press releases and like news events around it. But Bitcoin's just like, I keep working, your money is still here. Nothing's changed. And it's not going to attract a 14-year-old.
Cool.
Yep.